Well, happy Wednesday to everyone. We are midway through our 12th week of being apart and sheltering at home. I hope that everyone is doing well. It's been a little while since we've had a video update, so I wanted to share a few things with you. I had held off on this one, hoping that I'd be able to come on screen and say, we're back. It's time to come back to church. But unfortunately, we're not quite there yet. But I do have some updates for you that I hope you will find exciting, and I hope that you will take an opportunity to be involved with. The first is the big news that we are beginning in-person worship on a very small scale a week from Sunday. On the 21st of June, we will begin a 9 a.m. morning prayer service. It will be outdoors in the front of the church around the cross. That part of the building is in the shade early in the morning, which in June in Mississippi is going to be very important. This will be a shorter service than our usual 11 o'clock service. It will require social distancing and masks, and we encourage everyone to bring their own hand sanitizer. It is also BYOC or BYOB. Bring your own chair or bring your own blanket to sit on the ground. This will be a great chance to gather, to see one another, and to have a little bit of fellowship time, even if it is at a social distance after we're done. But we're not quite ready to come back into the building yet. There are still a lot of factors we have to consider in terms of safety for us to worship inside. So the session and the worship committee have wisely chosen this path as our first step coming back. We will continue our recorded 11 a.m. service. We will continue to produce that every week, not only while we are apart, but it will also become a part of the larger life of the church once things return to some measure of normal. The outreach of that video service has been very important, so I want to assure you it's going to stay even when this season is over with. So the morning's prayer begins on the 21st of June, but there will also be the online worship service that Sunday as well, and the Sundays going forward. So I hope that you'll take advantage of being with us on the morning of the 21st and the mornings after that. If you are not quite ready yet to come and be in public, that's fine. Please, everyone, use your own judgment. This is a time for us to come together for those who are comfortable and feel they can do so safely. But if you don't feel like you can do that safely yet, absolutely, please stay at home, but know that you are in our hearts and definitely part of our fellowship while we're here together. The other thing I want to share with you is a couple of things that the SIM ministry, the Spiritual Engagement Ministry, is working on. One is the Odyssey Class Plus. Odyssey is our adult Sunday school class. They have wonderful book studies during the year, and they are launching a study of a book called Art and Living and the Art of Improv. It's by Marianne McKibben Dana, who was supposed to have been our Fondren Presents speaker this spring, which of course we had to cancel because of the coronavirus pandemic. Marianne is a fantastic Presbyterian pastor. She has a marvelous sense of humor. She studied with Second City in Chicago, and the book is a great book. So I hope that you'll join the Odyssey class on Sunday mornings for their Zoom gathering. If you would like to be a part of that, the details for the Zoom are available in both the e-news, or if you will contact the office, we'll get those to you. So Odyssey Plus is one great opportunity to spend a little time in fellowship with one another, but also some time to be engaged with a great book. The other is our first round of what we're calling our Better Together Book Club. If your house is anything like mine, there's a growing stack of books that you have every intention of reading during this sequester season. And if you're like me, you haven't gotten through most of them. Well, the Better Together Book Club is a chance to use this time we're sequestered at home for some good reading, but to do it in community with one another. So the book club will meet to discuss the books that they choose. The first one has been chosen. It's a wonderful book. Carolyn White is going to be leading the group along with Stan. So I hope that you will look for information about that in the e-news as well. In the mail in the next few days, you'll be receiving a larger packet of information that will include more details about worship, more details about Odyssey Plus, and about the Better Together Book Club. It'll also include some information about what we're using as our guide for regathering here at church. The session and the worship committee have both been talking about this, and our decisions have been driven by two things, and they're two things that are having to be balanced with one another. On the one hand, we want to take the advice of public health officials. The survey that went out to the congregation, it was made very clear in that your expectation of us as leaders in the church is to use that information to guide us. So I want to assure you that is part of our thinking. The guidance from the Department of Health, the guidance from the Centers for Disease Control and the Presbyterian Church office, as well as simply following the data, the number of cases in Jackson and in the state of Mississippi. So we are using that data, as you indicated was important. We are using that as one of the criteria for regathering at the church. The other side of the equation is we are also trying to be mindful of the spiritual importance of being together. As those of us who were here for the prayer service that Sunday evening a couple of weeks ago know, this is a difficult time to be apart from one another. And when we see one another, it's wonderful. There's this sense of excitement of being together again. There is something really spiritually engaging and enriching about being present with one another. So we are also trying to balance our decision about regathering with that. That is an important issue as well. The church has a responsibility to the pastoral care of its members, and we want to be mindful of that. We want to be mindful of the importance of being together as a community. So balancing safety and the spiritual desire to be together again is the tricky part of this. And like every church in the country, we are monitoring things day by day, and we'll continue to seek to make the best decisions that we can based on that information and based on the information you gave us in the survey that went out to the congregation. Speaking of the survey, the number one thing overwhelmingly that came back as what we look forward to when we regather as a church was worship, and the second, fellowship. That tells me two things. The first is that we truly are a community of worship that wants to come together and honor and give glory to God. And so that's the reason the first thing we're doing together is this outdoor worship service. Worship is at the heart of who we are, and it's essential that we make that part of our return to gathering together. But a very close second on the list of things we look forward to was fellowship, seeing our friends from church. After 12 weeks of this sequestering, that our fellowship is still that strong says volumes about Fondren. And it says volumes about how much we mean to one another and how much this church means to us individually. So as a pastor, I was thrilled to see that, because that tells me that we are still feeling a sense of connection with one another. And I'm so glad for that, because right now we all need connection. We all need community, and we all need that support that comes along with it. So if you are feeling that connection, I'm thrilled that you are. If you're starting to feel that connection getting a little thin or feeling it drift away a little bit, please reach out. Please give me a call. If you have ideas about how we might stay better connected during this season, please, please, please call one of the elders, call a committee chair, give me a call, and let us know. None of us have done this before, and we're all trying to figure it out as we go. So the more folks we have thinking creatively and giving us ideas about how we might better be the church together, the better off we're going to be. Well, that's the update that I have for you today. All that's left to say is the building is lonely without you, and I look forward to seeing everyone. Thank you to everyone who is pitching in with worship and making it work so well. It wouldn't be the same without so many faces and voices involved in our service. So thank you everyone for doing that. I love and miss you all. Look forward to seeing you very soon. Please take care, stay safe, and may you be blessed by this and every day to come. Take care.